Hello，
Hello，
Hey，
Hello，
係咪 stream 緊啦？已經
係冇錯，好開心啊！今日大家見唔見到啊？我哋一邊鏡頭咧就係去咗法國，然後有個靚仔薰衣草王子 Nicolas Landel， 好開心啊！嗱，大家介紹下先。咁佢係咧薰衣草王國咧法國南部啦，薰衣草王國嘅第二代傳人。咁咧佢爸爸咧都係種薰衣草田嘅喎。咁而家咧佢就接手咧呢個市場啦，即係種植薰衣草嘅市場啦。並且咧係發展得好好啊！佢啲英文係非常之好。然之後咧佢對整個，
因為佢媽媽係美國人嘅。
哦，原來係咁，唔怪得啦。OK， 咁唔怪得啦。
English
係啊，
係啊，所以我哋咧今日咧就非常之開心啦。咁咧我就阿 Gretchen 好好啦，雖然去旅行咧都同我哋咧去遊世界啊。佢帶我哋去到咧今日呢個，請問呢個我學極都唔識讀，請問呢個名點讀？我可以叫 Nicolas 講下。
Simiane-la-Rotonde。
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 係啦。
Simiane-la-Rotonde。
普羅旺斯裡面其中一個地方叫 Simiane-la-Rotonde。
啊 Simiane-la-Rotonde， 好嘢。
法國南部普羅旺斯。
OK， 咁咧我哋好開心啦，可以訪問下 Nicolas。我第一條問題咧想問下 Nicolas 咧就係其實咧呢個農場咧係用乜嘢方法咧去種植薰衣草嘅？
So we want to know how the lavender is planted here. So what is the difference with the normal lavender and how we plant lavender here?
So I think first of all, you need to understand a little bit the different ways that you can grow lavender. You can do it the way that nature intends it, which is starting from a seed. And when you start from a seed, you need to understand that each seed is going to produce a very unique plant. Like imagine a seed being a baby. There's no baby that looks or is exactly the same. Each of us are different. We're a population. We're a diverse group. Each seed is going to produce a very different plant. Different in size, different in color, different in smell, producing a different oil. So that's when you start from seed. But a lot of modern agriculture has stopped using seeds and has gone to selecting. So trying to find a bigger plant or a specific plant, and then doing stem cuttings and doing clone. When you clone, each plant is going to be exactly the same. It's a clone, and so there's no diversity.
How do you clone?
How do you clone? You cut this, you put it in water, it grows roots. It's not exactly that, but in the state where it's vegetative, you can do a lot of cuttings and regrow plants. And when you do so, you're not creating a diverse group of plants. You're really just cloning the same plants. And since you selected, you chose the plant that was the biggest because it was going to give you more oil. Then towards often what you see in clones is no diversity, no sustainability, and really you're seeing a selection for the quantity of oil and not for the quality. And I think so one of the biggest difference, first of all, with them living in seed to seal is that the first word is seed. We need to start from seeds. And so growing from seeds, like I said, is really about having the most diverse plants in your field. Really, each plant is unique. It's allowing for an evolution to happen because inside this field, some of the plants might not survive different conditions or different changes in weather. And so you're only harvesting seeds from the plants that do survive. So that allows a sustainable approach. But you also need to remember each plant being unique and making a unique oil means very simply that you have a very rich and diverse essential oil. And that's really at Young Living what we do. We start from seeds. And so when asked, how what you were saying, how do we plant lavender? First of all, we harvest seeds from our fields. We bring those seeds to a nursery that grows what we call a starter, that grow from that seed a little plant. And then we plant each of them in a row with a machine on the back of a tractor. But starting from seed is so important, like I said, for the quality of the oil, for sustainability of the plant. And yet we are one of the last ones to do it. We actually have a huge majority of all of the population lavender in the world. At some point, almost 80% of all the population, so all the lavender planted from seed, was Young Living. And not because we're buying it all, but because we're the last ones to put in the effort and the time that you need to grow from seeds. And also you need to understand, because clone have been selected for higher yields for the same amount of work, for the same cost, for the same energy, growing population will give you 6 times less oil than clone, up to. So some clonal lavender, you have the same cost, you have the same amount of energy and work, and yet you get 6 times more essential oil. And so if we're not focused on quality, we wouldn't have population, but we are. And so we have that really rich and beautiful oil. And this is what makes us so special, is that we are continuing to grow from seeds.
所以咧，其實佢哋咧係用種子開始種啊，而大部分出邊嘅農夫咧係用剪咗落嚟，然之後咧可能即係可能等佢種啲出啲根啦，咁跟住然之後咧再慢慢擺落農地啦。但係咧佢哋每一年咧佢哋都會留翻唔去收割一部分嘅花啦嘅薰衣草啦，然後佢就收割嗰啲薰衣草嘅種子，然後留翻咧再去種植咯。咁種植呢啲由種子種到去薰衣草嘅薰衣草咧就係叫做 population lavender。咁同 clone lavender 啦 ，clone lavender 就係頭先話剪咗出嚟愛嚟培根啊，跟住再種咧係好唔同咯。咁同埋嗰個嘅效果，嗰個用即係蒸餾出嚟嗰個精油咧，嗰個效果係好唔同。所以咧點解佢哋咁注重一定要由種子開始種咧？其實原來係好大分別㗎咯。雖然clone lavender 咧係6倍啊，可以種到6倍啊咁多啊，咁所以大部分嘅農夫咧，佢就係睇錢嘅話咧，佢哋就係選擇用 clone lavender 咯。但係因為Nicolas 佢哋咧係 focus on quality， 咁所以咧佢哋就係選擇咧係用難啲嘅方法，或者係唔係難啲方法，或者係用多啲時間嘅方法去由種子去種出嚟咯。
咁我咧非常之好 ，thank you。咁第二條問題咧，我就想問喎，咁要種幾耐咧先可以拎去蒸餾嘅咧？
So how long does the lavender grow until they can, from seed until they can go for distilled?
So we bring the seeds to the nursery, they grow a starter. Once we plant the starter in spring, after 1 year, so not the first summer, but 1 year after we planted it, the next summer, we could do a harvest, but it's very small plants and they have very little flowers. So instead of harvesting it, what we do is that we just cut as soon as it starts making the flowers so that they don't focus too much energy on flowers, more on roots and the others. At the second year, we do the first harvest, but it's going to be a small plant still, so about 50% of a full-grown plant, so 50% of the oil that we could get. And the third year is going to be a fully matured and full-size plant. So technically, to have a fully matured plant, it takes 3 years from the time you plant it.
係啊，差唔多3年嘅。咁佢頭咧，佢採咗嗰啲種子之後咧，佢第1年咧，佢就係會等佢剪咗啲細嘅 花啦，咁等到咧佢嗰個薰衣草嘅植物咧係可以多啲根落去個泥土度嘅。咁然之後第2年咧佢就會收割一半啦。咁跟住然之後第3年咧就真係 fully harvest 啦，就可以攞去種植啦。
咁我想
唔係攞去收割啊，
收割同蒸餾。
係。
我想問下咧，其實法國咧有冇一個法例咧係規定咧嗰啲花咧係一定要種咗幾多年咧先可以拎出去蒸餾㗎？
In France, is there a rule that the regulation on lavender flowers on how many years or how old the lavender is before you can harvest?
No, there's actually very, very little rules in general. And this is why seed-to-seal is so important, because if we don't learn, understand how to properly cultivate, harvest, distill, there's no real rules other than seed-to-seal that dictates really how to do all this or research all this. So no, there's no regulations at all. Even distillation time or things like this, there's none whatsoever.
所以係冇，
seed-to-seal.
係啊，所以
That's
其
why
實喺法國咧係冇任何嘅規例話你要種幾耐就可以收割嗰啲嘅植物啦。咁所以靠我哋，即係佢哋自己 Nicolas 嘅佢哋嘅種子到蜂蜜嘅一個承諾啦，佢哋去自己去監管自己嘅品質咯。
咁咧，我又想再問啦。每一年咧，我哋去3年嗰棵植物3年就可以收割啦。咁每一年其實咧有幾多次嘅期咧係可以愛嚟蒸餾嘅？即係譬如一年1次蒸餾啊，定係4次蒸餾咁樣。
So every 3 years a plant is fully grown, but how many times can a plant be harvested?
So the maximum we keep lavender usually is 10 years if it stays healthy. If it's not healthy, we can take it out before. But that means that technically we would have 9 harvests per plant. 9 years because the first year we don't harvest. So 9 years.
Oh, so they regrow
Yeah, of course.
the other.
Every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
所以佢哋薰衣草咧，其實咧佢第2年咧。其實第3年就可以即係收割到好靚嘅薰衣草啦。然之後咧，佢其實可以種10年嘅。咁所以咧 ，technically 咧，佢哋可以有9年去收割，然後再去蒸餾。佢哋即刻蒸餾嘅。
So this is the flowers, we call them. This is where 90% of the essential oil is.
呢個花就係90% 嘅精油嘅所在啦。
This is the stem, 10% of the essential oil.
呢個係梗，就係10% 嘅精油喺裏邊。
These are the area which are the leaves, which collects and are needed for the energy.
呢度係葉啦，就係 for 嗰啲能量嘅。
And this is what we call the wood.
呢個就係個 wood 啦，個梗就係嗰個木嗰個地方啦。
If you cut a lavender like this, you severely damage it, and it's not gonna grow again.
如果你咁樣 cut 咧，連埋個木咧，咁咧你就會成棵嘅薰衣草咧就冇咗噶啦。
When we harvest, like I said, 90% of the oil is here, 10% here. We only take the flowers and the stem. We leave the leaves so that it continues to store energy and grows back every year.
所以咧，當收割嘅時候咧，佢哋淨係咧收割頭呢一 part， 淨係個花同埋下面嗰短嘅梗嘅咋。咁收割完之後咧，佢下年咧就會繼續再生長噶啦。
所以其實每年都會 distillery 一次。
係啊。
即係不斷咁。
So every year we distill once, right? 係啦，每一年收割完之後咧，佢哋就即刻去做嗰個蒸餾噶啦。即
係蒸餾完之後就成年我哋用噶啦。
係啊。
咁所以用晒咧就冇噶啦。
係啊，用晒就冇噶啦。
你要講俾佢聽勤力啲啊！你要同佢講勤力啲，唔好放假。
There's a limited supply.
Of course.
係啊。
But we're planning 5 years ahead because it takes us 3 years to have a fully mature plant. So we're looking 5 years ahead so that we don't go out of stock. So we're planting and we're analyzing in order to know 5 years in advance how much we need to plant.
所以佢哋咧係預先留意係5年預先去睇佢哋夠個量咯。咁佢哋所以咧佢哋 make sure 咧佢哋唔會冇貨咯。咁所以即係留意翻我哋嘅用量啦，我哋嘅需求啦，咁而去如果我哋需求多嘅話，咁啊可能要種植多啲嘅薰衣草啦。咁啊多即係預留5年時間去預嗰個量咯，貨量咯。
我想問咧，喺法國咧，仲有冇其他嘅農田咧，同樣係用緊呢一個種子種植嘅方法？即係如果據佢所知多唔多嘅咧？
有啊，佢話我哋 Young Living 咧係80% of the whole population using seed
Population
planting,
is seed,
yeah,
is us.
係啦，我哋係80% 嘅農地，即係全世 whole world right， yeah， 全世界咧係得 Young Living 咧係唔係得係 Young Living 咧係有80% 嘅農地咧係由種子去種到薰衣草嘅，咁都仲有20% 嘅農夫咧係種緊由種子種嘅即係 lavender 啦 ，population lavender 啦。所以其實大部分咧，都係 Young Living 嘅。
OK， 好明白。咁咧，仲有一條問題咧，就係想問咧，Young Living 咧點樣去確保咧？農田就講咗啦，係非常之靚仔啦，可以確保嗰個種子嘅質量同質素啦。咁而下一步咧就係蒸餾啦。咁點確保咧呢個每一滴嘅精油咧都係我哋用緊最幸福同埋最高級別嘅精油嘅
？So she wants to know how you make sure the quality of when you distill the lavender to be the best of the best.
We analyze. Simple. So first of all, on the farm, every field that we distill is analyzed. So we have an idea of the percentage of each constituents that makes this oil. From there, we will blend certain fields together in order to try and have a similar quality, at least for usage, so that when you use the oil, it has the same usage. We're dealing with nature, so there's always little variations, but that's good. That's how it's supposed to be in nature. But we're able to blend certain fields together in order at least to have not big differences that would change the use of the oil. And then when we ship that oil, the US does a lot of other analysis on them, and that's not really my department. All I know is the analysis, GC, optical rotation, and missing one always. But we do 3 analyses here. No, that's mask. But we do 3 analyses here to validate the quality that we have as soon as it's produced. And then the US also, when they receive the oil, they check what we give them as an analysis. They take a sample, they make sure it's matched so that nothing happened during transport. And then they do a lot of other testing just to make sure of that quality of oil.
咁所以佢哋咧係不停，即係每一次蒸餾完，佢係以個田計嘅。咁因為其實咧 Young Living 咧佢佢有自己嘅農場之餘咧，佢其實咧同50個唔同嘅農場，呢度當地嘅農場嘅農夫咧嘅薰衣草啊，或者係其他嘅農地咧係去合作嘅，咁所以咧呢啲嘅合作農場咧，佢哋都會 provide 咧薰衣草啦，仲有其他嘅，我陣間可以問下佢有其他嘅植物啦。咁但係咧佢哋咧係唔同嘅田咧，佢哋就係會 analyze 啦，係會去即係analyze 係咩啊？即係去 係啦，分析嗰啲嘅精油裡面嘅 constituents 啊，即係嗰個分子啊，有幾多個 percent 嘅化學分子喺嗰度啊。咁原來唔同嘅田咧都有唔同嘅 percentage 嘅喎。咁所以咧，佢哋亦都會咧將唔同嘅田咧就係嘅精油咧撈埋一齊咧，去確保咧嗰個嘅精油咧裡面嗰啲嘅化學分子咧係去到係 average， 即係普遍嘅 population lavender 有嘅化學分子咯。So I was talking about what other plants that we distill for Young Living at Provence. You mentioned about lavender, Clara sage,
rosemary,
hyssop,
fennel.
Okay, wait. 佢呢度咧，普羅旺斯咧，除咗薰衣草之外咧，原來咧佢哋仲有其他喎，有hyssop 就係牛
膝草，
牛膝草啦 ，rosemary 就係迷迭香， helichrysum 蠟菊啦。Oh here?
Oregano. We have some.
係啊。
No. The helichrysum you have in your bottle is coming from Croatia.
Okay.
We have a very specific one that we study.
OK， 所以咧，我哋係有 helichrysum 喺度嘅，不過咧，就係另外一種，即係我另外一個 label 嘅。咁我哋平時用嗰個紅色嗰個咧，就係 Croatia 嘅。
Basically, any plants that produce an essential oil that you can find in the wild growing around the farm is going to be cultivated in France. So we can keep it in its natural habitat. And because it's growing wild, it's from here.
所以其實呢度咧好多嘅植物咧，你都係野生咁樣去收割嘅。咁頭先未講完喎 ，hyssop、rosemary、fennel 就係clary sage 就係快樂鼠尾草啦 ，fennel 就係茴香啦。Did you say oregano？ 仲有 oregano 牛至啦，係啦 hyssop 啦。
And einkorn。
仲有 einkorn 咧，係啊 ，einkorn 我哋我哋頭先另外個 field 有嘅，咁呢度佢哋原來咧種完薰衣草冇幾耐啦，跟住之後10年之後咧，咁佢哋就會種einkorn 或者其他嘅
我同你咧係心靈相通㗎。本來我呢條
係咪啊？
係問。我哋唔用得農藥啦，我哋都唔會用農藥啦，亦都唔會用啲化學肥料啦，所有嗰啲化學物質我哋都唔用嘅。點 make sure 咧個田咧係永遠都可以長出咁靚嘅植物咧？你覺得？
Oh yeah. So she wants to know because Young Living doesn't use any chemical fertilizer and or herbicides, or pesticides. What kind of natural ways does Young Living use to make such nice, pretty, high quality lavender?
So we compost all of the lavender or all the plants that we distilled, and we bring that back as organic matter. We also in the fields will have, after the lavender has been growing, we'll have a natural fertilizer, which is a plant that we grow to put back in the soil to naturally fertilize it. And then they are depending on the plants, depending on a lot of different things. We do have organic fertilizers we can use, but most of the times we don't need to. We fertilize naturally.
So how long does this fertilizer plant grow?
Oh, just 1 year.
Oh, just 1 year.
When it's big and it's a lot of organic matter and it's nitrogen fixing, just put it back in the soil and leave it there.
Oh, okay. And then einkorn, right?
Yeah. Before or after einkorn?
How long?
Einkorn is 2 years.
2 years. Oh.
And then after that, we could go back to lavender, or we can go to clary sage for 2 years.
OK， 所以咧，佢哋原來咧，我哋佢哋 Young Living 咧蒸餾晒所有嘅植物之後咧，佢哋將所蒸餾過嗰啲嘅植物咧，係愛嚟將佢變成 compost 啊，即係佢會加一啲嘅可能動物嘅肥田料啦，即係嗰啲佢哋嗰啲叫做糞便啦，咁又加埋啲即係 即係佢哋嘅天然嘅方法去製成一啲天然嘅肥田料，然之後咧就擺落去個田度做天然嘅肥田料。咁然後咧，佢哋譬如話種完10年嗰個嘅薰衣草之後咧，佢哋又會特選一啲嘅肥田料嘅，即係可以擺翻啲即係土壤，即係點講嗰啲嘅營養落去個田地嘅一個植物，然就
特選便便
種植1年。咩話？
特選便便
嚇，唔係啊，唔係便便嚟㗎，係植物嚟㗎。
便便咧係發酵咗，然之後擺落啲田，然之後種啲最出嚟，由特選最靚嘅種子出嚟再種嘢。
跟住係啊，佢會唔係啊？佢會特選一啲嘅植物咧，跟住種翻落去個田地種1年，然後咧，因為嗰一啲植物咧，因為之前咧啲譬如話薰衣草，佢會攞晒嗰個地下嘅 nitrogen， they took away the nitrogen, they
Nitrogen fixing. They take it from the air, and on the roots, there's a bacteria that grows on the roots that fixate the nitrogen, and that can feed the soil.
哦，OK。
So nitrogen from the air.
OK，咁佢所以咧嗰一種植物咧好得意嘅喎，佢係攞咗nitrogen 咧喺空氣裏邊嘅 nitrogen 啦，然後咧佢又透過嗰啲嘅根咧就係輸送翻一啲嘅薰衣草原本攞走咗嘅養分喺個田裏邊咯，擺翻落去咯。咁佢哋種植1年之後咧，咁就收割咗之後咧，就劈晒落去個田度，然後咧之後咧佢哋就會選擇可能種 einkorn 啦，或者係選擇einkorn 種2年啦，咁啊收割咗之後咧，佢哋就可以種翻薰衣草或者快樂鼠尾草咁樣咯。
哦，嗰個特選嘅植物係咪秘密嚟㗎？還是係野生咁樣？
係咯，佢好似 is that a secret plant? The fertilizer.
No,
Oh, what is
Just
it?
wild plant.
no. The one we use, it's depending on the farm. We often have different ones, but the one we use mostly is called ERS, ERS. It's a type of lentil, but it's not one that humans consume. But it's a type of lentil. No, there's no real secret. The reality is we do things in a way that protects the soil and the area in which we grow. That's very important to us to be able to sustain and actually try to bring back more than we take. If anybody wants to duplicate and replicate that, we're all in favor. Please protect the fields for everyone, no matter if you're young living or not. If you have this ability to do so, yeah, we're not hiding anything.
所以我都好欣賞 Young Living 咧，佢哋其實冇秘密嘅原來，因為咧佢哋咧種植嗰個叫做唔識讀啊 ERS
Yes, yeah.
X 咁咧佢係一種 lentil， 我唔知係咩 ，is it
Lentil.
It's a plant.
Yeah,
okay.
Lottie, you don't know lentil?
I forgot what it is. But lentil 咧 suppose 係可以食得嘅，不過呢一隻 X 咧就唔可以，唔係我哋人食唔食嘅，或者唔好味啦嚇。
lentil 我見到我哋嗰個
lentil 係咩中文？
我唔記得嗰個，我有睇過嗰個書咧，係有呢個 lentil 呢個係食啊，係啊，外國人好中意食㗎，但係我哋中國人就少食嘅。咁但係 anyways 啦，咁就係愛嚟 protect 翻嗰個田地啦，擺翻即係令到嗰個田咧擺翻啲營養喺裡面咯。咁Young Living 咧其實係好注重嗰個 sustainability 嘅，即係嗰個 延續性。
會延續性係啦，咁就佢哋收割完之後咧，佢哋 make sure 咧嗰啲植物咧係唔會話咩瀕臨絕種啊咁樣嘅，係啊。I know Gary once said that we harvest one plant and we grow 3 plants back. Right? Was that?
No, I mean it's
How do they keep those? Like
It's by having a diversity. The soil, if you observe nature, to be honest, the rule is pretty simple. Nature does it well. So you don't need to invent the wheel. You need to try and replicate how it is in nature. Diversity is very important. So yeah, if you look in our fields, you'll always find what people call weeds. There's other plants, other diversity. If you have only one plant, it's not good. And we were this morning in a field where we have trees and a variety of different plants and cover crops. All this diversity is really necessary.
所以 Young Living 咧，其實喺呢一個嘅持續性咧，佢好關注，因為其實而家好多嘅植物啦，或者係甚至乎動物啦，係瀕臨絕種啊嘛，咁所以佢哋都係好大嘅即係關注度喺裏面啦。就係正如我哋上個月去咗克羅地亞嘅峽谷啦 ，Young Living 係將佢嘅峽谷咧由瀕臨絕種嘅清單上面咧係剔走咗，因為佢哋能夠係將峽谷再次去種植啦，跟住然之後我哋而家先有翻峽谷喺度啦。咁所以咧嗰個 variety 即係個意思就係唔同種類，佢哋種植唔同種類嘅植物咧好重要，係啦。
好啦，仲有問題咧，我覺得咧 Nicolas 咧除咗靚仔之外咧，就係佢好尊重佢嘅家族生意啦、屋企人啦，同埋佢由上一代爸爸遺傳，即係俾佢嘅嘢，佢仍然係承傳緊嘅。咁我想問嘅問題咧，就係喺呢個田裏邊咧，一件佢覺得非常難忘嘅事。另外就係如果可以嘅話 ，Gary 喺你嘅前邊，你會現在想同佢講啲乜嘢咧？
So she wants you to talk about a forgettable memory here, and also if Gary is still here, what do you want to tell him? I want to go.
你唔話咧，我讚佢靚仔，同埋尊重家族生意。
You want
呢個我襯。
me to tell you that if she is complimenting your handsome face.
Not exactly. 仲有咧？
And also, I didn't translate everything she says. So she said that you have been taking over the family's business and looking out for all the lavender fields here. What?
So
Mama.
yeah.
好尊重。
I mean, I was born in the area, and so I've had a lot of memories of actually having Gary visit, or worse farmers, just the community and what we have here is actually pretty incredible. So to pick and choose a memory, I have one that I've always enjoyed. It was the dead of winter, it was snowy. We were in a very tiny European car, 5 of us with Gary in the back, 2 other farmers, me and another farmer, and my father was driving, I think. And the little car gets stuck in the snow. And I noticed that the very first one out of the car pushing it was Gary. And to me, that's, that was a moment also I recognized how incredible it was, because he was very, very much no, but there was no, when you were with Gary, he was very humble. There was no, feeling of superiority about anyone. He was a farmer at heart. And the first one out of the car pushing that car was Gary, because, we needed to move the car. But I mean, memories of when we did the first trial on St. Mary's seeds that were brought back, memories of, so
You were there.
yeah, of course. And so all of those, I mean, there's, a rich thing in this region. And so now I am in a position where I'm taking over my family's, it's my father's work, but I'm also in a way taking off Gary's work in France. And I always know very well, nobody's ever going to replace Gary. It's impossible. But it's up to each and every one to replace the parts that we can do. And so my work is to replace the lavender, the French side, and continue Gary's vision for that, and in that little world, and continue that. But we have, you know, farm managers and people in all those positions, and it's their work to continue that legacy, and which means makes it grow, you know, which means continue to study, continue really to, I would say, work in the direction of always improving every aspect of it. And if Gary was here, mostly what I would want to say, and I do say that to him already, is thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having built a legacy like this one, where so many people are benefiting from it. Because we always, you know, maybe you see only the people that benefit from the end product from the oil.
Yes.
But I also get to work with farmers around the world, and I see the benefits to them because we're giving them the opportunity to feed their family in a way that is not damaging their soil, their environment, in a way that you know is still a natural farming, a beautiful farming of local plants. And so giving those opportunities is something I'm very thankful Young Living is doing. And I'm also seeing all the people in Young Living working. So there's so many people benefiting that the only thing I have to tell Gary is thank you.
咁佢其實咧有好多，佢因為佢喺呢個 area 咧，長大嘅，喺呢度出世嘅，咁所以佢係好熟悉呢個地方啦。咁其實佢有好多好好嘅memories 嘅。咁其中一個咧就係有一年咧，佢落雪啦呢度，咁跟住咧佢就同另外3個 farmer 啦，跟住然之後咧 Gary 咧就坐咗喺後面個後尾唔係後尾箱個後座係啦，咁咧跟住咧就突然之間咧 stuck 咗，咁跟住咧 Gary 咧係第一個咧落車咧係去推架車嘅，咁所以佢就覺得啊 Gary 咁一個高高在上嘅人，佢係一個幾咁謙卑嘅人，第一即係佢冇顧佢自己係即係個公司嘅頭咁樣就落車係去push 嗰個即係推嗰架車，咁然後佢即係佢係即係呢一樣嘢係對佢好深刻啦。咁亦都同時佢原來佢係當初阿 Gary 咧喺呢度攞嗰啲偷運嗰啲種子去美國 St. Mary's 嗰度種，佢係見證住第一批嘅薰衣草喺 St. Mary's 嗰度蒸餾嘅。
I didn't speak about St. Mary's.
No, you said
佢嗰時幾多歲啊？
How is distillery? The first distillation of the lavender.
佢嗰陣時幾多歲啊？
How old were you?
It wasn't that long ago. It was 2014.
2014.
No. What am I saying? Yeah. 2013, maybe. 2013.
2013. That was when I joined Young Living.
Yeah, that was the first year.
Wow.
So it wasn't that long.
原來其實係2013年嗰年，其實no, I joined 2012. So it was after I joined. 所以我係2012年 join Young Living 㗎嘛。咁原來佢哋第一次攞嗰啲嘅種子喺 St. Mary's 嗰度種植，然之後蒸餾咧係2013年，所以其實原來係10 years ago， 10年前嘅事嚟嘅啫喎，係啊，咁另外咧就係佢頭先咧想多謝佢揾緊佢隻狗，佢想頭先話如果 Gary 仲喺度嘅時候咧佢想點樣去即係同佢講啦，講啲乜嘢嘢啦，佢就係想講多謝，因為咧其實除咗我哋淨係睇到產品俾到我哋嘅好處之外咧，佢睇到嗰一方面就係佢哋啲農夫係可以能夠咧可以繼續延續佢哋嘅生產啦，延續佢哋嗰份工啦，或者佢嘅事業啦，係可以帶到收入俾佢哋嘅屋企人啦。咁所以其實同埋 Young Living 裡面嘅員工啦，亦都可以做到，因為其實Gary 咧冇人可以取代佢嘅，咁佢只可以咧取代可能 即係某一部分就係佢喺法國嘅農場嘅一個嘅可以延續 Gary 嘅Gary 嘅想即係做 Gary 做到嘅嘢咯，係啊。
係我咧本來都寫咗咧個多謝佢嘅，我多謝內容咧同佢多謝 Gary 嘅係一樣。
Yeah, she actually prepared a thank you note for you, but the thank you note is the same as what you said to Gary.
Thank you.
You did it. You do it and
You
did
did
it.
it.
Thank you so much.
好啦，咁我哋係咪今日完？差唔多啦。
係好唔捨得呢個 moment，因為佢真係付出好多努力。係
Doesn't want the Facebook live to end. You.
You should come.
really pay? Yes, I will.
So anyone can come to Young Living Farms all over the world. Just need to register ahead of time.
Show up. Show
Oh,
up.
just show up.
Just show up, but you'll be on your own. That's fine. You can do that. Or you can register and have a tour. But you're allowed to come on any farm anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah.
我知道
係啊，所以咧，如果我啲香港人咧好中意旅行嘅，咁所以咧，當你去到 Young Living 某一個地方，有某一個國家係有農場嘅話咧，你亦都有時間嘅話咧，我都好鼓勵大家咧係去問下你嘅上線啦。如果你唔知道嘅個地址嘅話，或者走上去即係如果你上線唔知嘅話，再繼續揾上去啦，我相信你嘅鑽石領袖咧，一定幫你揾到㗎啦。咁然後咧你可以自己去嚟啦。咁但係你自己嘅話咧，你就自己冇人講解㗎啦。但係咧，你或者咧，你可以咧去到個 website 度咧去登記去參觀。咁咧就會有農場嘅職員咧去帶你咧去講解 Young Living 嘅農場㗎啦。咁啊好正㗎！
我想問咧，我知道 Nicolas 咧今年咧就晉升為咧 Young Living 呢個最高級別嘅 farm 嘅話事人啦。咁我想問佢知唔知道咧，其實全個 Young Living 咧而家大約有幾多個即係一齊合作同埋屬於 Young Living 嘅 farm 咧？因為好多人咧都覺得 Young Living 就係得一個 farm 嘅啫嘛，好少 farm 嘅啫。
唔係啩？
係啊，喺外邊係咁傳咯。我以前都以為係，係啊，曾經以為係啦。咁咧，我想問下佢大概有幾多個 farm 啦，同埋佢除咗自己呢一個最中意之外咧，佢其實自己最中意一個其他嘅乜嘢植物嘅 farm 同埋係咯咁樣咯。
So she was saying that you are now the head of farms globally, and how many? Oh, no,
Not global farms.
Oh,
I'm
You're-
over Europe, Middle East, and
Oh.
Africa, and trust me, that's enough.
okay. So do you know how
He
many
said-
farms all over the world does Young Living have currently?
That Young Living has currently.
Young Living owned farms.
I can tell you. I actually.
14.
Well, let's
Oh,
have the
我
actual.
哋而家
number.
即刻去
因為真係
website
太
睇下
多啦，真係要
No,
讀
no,
一下。
website. I actually have
Oh.
a
Oh.
map.
佢有個 updated map 㗎，我哋
That I
揾到
made.
嘅。Oh, he made one.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, 11 farms,
11 corporate farms.
corporate farms.
And
And
then-
how many like
Partner farms.
yeah, partner farms?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 also. Wow.
Oh, 11
Target
partner
sites,
farms.
7, 8, 9, 10 also. Right now, we have 11 partner farms and 11 corporate farms. But you know, the difference between a farmer that we work with that supplies us the oil and a partner farm is the ability to do visitors, because it takes safety concerns, it takes time from his employee. He has to be, you know, set up and able to do so. That's when we can create a partner farm also. But we have a lot of farmers that work with us, growing that quality and producing that quality oil, that have to meet the same standard.
OK， 所以其實咧，做partner farm 咧唔係咁容易嘅。我哋有一啲所謂叫做係 supplier farms. The other farms are supplier farms.
Suppliers, farmers,
Right.
farmers that are
Yeah.
growing.
咁其他咧就係我哋去攞佢哋嘅即係植物去蒸餾啦。咁但係當然佢哋一定要 comply with 個 seed to seal 嗰個嘅承諾啦。咁同埋咧咁所以 partner farms 同埋我哋同埋 Young Living， 我哋成日講咗我哋添。Young Living 咧嗰個農場自己own 咧，其實各佔11個咯 ，including the Okinawa， right？Yeah， 11個係連埋最新買嘅 Okinawa 沖繩日本沖繩嘅農場，係啦。咁所以冇可能得一個咯，我自己都去過幾個啦，係啊。咁所以係啊，
我都見過幾個。
Yeah, which plant, which farm the plant that you love most other than Simiane-la-Rotonde?
My favorite farm will be Ecuador. I love it. I think it's beautiful.
Ecuador.
I have favorite plants according to the week. Can I have favorite
Okay.
oils?
Yeah, sure.
But recently one that I really loved, and it's because I was working in Oman and studying it, is sacred frankincense that I've been using a lot and really, really love. Dr. Suhail there is an incredible person. So it would be sacred frankincense right now.
Wow. Sacred frankincense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much。咁今日我哋就到呢度啦，咁啊停咗個 live 先，
Bye.
停咗直播啦。不過
Okay. She stopped the live, but she wants to